Hello friends, welcome to Gyan Mandir. Friends, in our previous class we already discussed about the meaning of ICT, definition of ICT and some importance of ICT in the field of education. Today we are going to first discuss about benefits of ICT in teaching learning process. What are the benefits of ICT in teaching learning process? There are many benefits of using ICT in teaching learning process. Some are: first point, ICT helps to motivate and encourage learners. The needs of every individual learner are different. ICT fulfills the needs of individual learner and also helps them in their learning by motivating them to learn, and in this way the learners learn better and in a more effective manner. Second point is assessment of learners. How ICT helpful for assessment of learners. ICT can guide the learner and the teachers by providing them feedback through feedback software, which tells them about their mistakes side by side during the teaching learning process. Third point is effective presentation. The learning material can be presented more effectively through ICT. It makes the material more presentable and hence enhances the interest of the learner and thus results in good learning. Then fourth point is communication channels increased. Through ICT, distance never remains an issue as the learners and educators can share their views, ideas through emails, discussion groups and chat rooms. Then fifth point is flexibility. ICT is flexible and it can be adjusted according to the ages and abilities of the learners and also according to the skills and competency of the educator, which makes teaching learning process effective. Then next point is ICT opens up new opportunities in teaching and learning. ICT provides an opportunity to the educators to develop new ways and methods for making learning more effective and provides the educators an opportunity to educators to learn new skills and polish their career more. Then last point is autonomous learning. The use of ICT will change the role of the teacher as well as the learners to a great extent. ICT will provide students a wide choice regarding how they approach their study without the direction of the teacher and hence minimal teacher management. This is all about the benefits of ICT in teaching and learning process. You can add these points in the importance of ICT. Then today we are going to discuss about the infrastructure of ICT. First infrastructure according to your syllabus is computer. Computer. A computer is an electronic machine that can solve different problems, process data, store and retrieve data and perform calculations faster and efficiently than humans. Meaning of the word computer. Computer is derived from a Latin word computare, which means to calculate, to count, to sum up or to think together. So, more precisely, the word computer means a device that performs Computation. Definition of computer. A computer is programmed device with a set of instructions to perform specific tasks and generate results at a very high speed. According to Wikipedia, the word computer was first used in a book called The Young Man's Gleaning in 1613. Other definition. Computer is an advanced electronic device that takes raw data as input from the user and processes this data under the control of set of instructions. These are called program. Set of instruction is called program and gives the result. Result means output and saves output for the future use. It can process both numerical and non-numerical calculations. Then comes to discuss about computer system is combination of hardware, software and user. Hardware means internal devices and peripheral devices. All physical part of the computer are known as hardware. Software. What is software? Software means programs. Software gives intelligence to the computer. User. User means person who operates computer. Then comes to discuss about the functions of computer. A computer mainly performs the four functions. What are the main four functions? First one is receive input. Accept information from outside through various input devices like keyboard, mouse, etc. Then second one is process information. Perform arithmetic or logical operations on the information. Third one is produce output. Communicate information to the outside world through output devices like monitor, printer, etc. Then fourth one is store information. Store the information in storage devices like hard disk, compact disk, etc. A computer has the following three main components. First one is input and output unit. Second one is central processing unit and third one is memory unit. Then first we discuss about input units. What are the input units or input devices? An input device is any machine that feeds data, information and instructions into a computer. We may classify input devices into two broad categories. First one is basic input devices and second one is special input devices. Then comes to discuss about basic input devices. The input devices which are essential to operate a PC are called basic input devices. PC means personal computer or computer. These devices are always required for basic input operations. These devices include keyboard and mouse. Then comes to discuss about the second one, special input devices. The input devices which are not essential to operate a PC are called special input devices. These devices are used for various special purposes and are generally required for basic input operations. These devices include trackball, light pen, touch screen, joystick, digitizer, scanner, optical mark reader, barcode reader, optical character reader, magnetic ink character recognition, and voice input devices. These are included as special input devices. Then comes to discuss about the second main components of computer, which is known as central processing unit. Central processing unit is the main component or brain of the computer, which performs all the processing of input data. In microcomputers, the CPU is built on a single chip or integrated circuit and is called microprocessor. The CPU consists of the following distinct parts. CPU means Central Processing Unit. CPU consists of the following distinct parts. What are they? First one is arithmetic logic unit. Second one is registers. Third one is control unit. Fourth one is buses. And fifth one is clock. These are included as the part of CPU, Central Processing Unit. What is arithmetic logic unit? The arithmetic logic unit is responsible for all arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and divisions, as well as logical operations such as less than, equal to and greater than. Second one is registers. What is registers? Registers are small high-speed circuits which are used to store data, instructions and memory addresses. When ALU means arithmetic logic unit. When ALU performs arithmetic and logical operations, depending on the processor's capacity, the number and type of registers vary from one CPU to another. Then, third one is control unit. What is control unit? The control unit is responsible for controlling the transfer of data and instructions among other units of a computer. It is considered as the central nervous system of computer, as it manages and coordinates all the units of the computer. It obtains the instruction from the memory, interprets and directs the operation of the computer. Then fourth one is buses. What is buses? Data is stored as a unit of 8 bits in a register. Each bit is transferred from one register to another by means of a separate wire. This group of 8 wires, which is used as a common way to transfer data between registers, is known as a bus. Bus is a connection between two components to transmit signal between them. Bus is of three major types, namely data bus, control bus and address bus. Then fifth one is clock. Clock is an important component of CPU which measures and allocated a fixed time slot for processing each and every micro operation. CPU executes the instruction in synchronization with the clock pulse. The clock speed of CPU is measured in terms of megahertz or millions of cycles per second. The clock speed of CPU varies from one model to another. Then comes to discuss about the third component of computer, which is named as memory. Memory unit. Memory unit is used to store the data, instructions and information before, during and after the processing by ALU. It is actually a work area within the computer where the CPU stores the data and instructions. Memory is two types. First one is read-only memory, which is known as ROM, and second one is random access memory, which is also known as RAM. Then comes to discuss about read-only memory. ROM. Read-only memory is an essential component of the memory unit. The memory which has essential instructions is known as read-only memory. This memory is permanent and is not erased when the system is switched off. The memory capacity of ROM varies from 64 KB to 256 KB depending on the model of computer. Then second one is random access memory, RAM. Random access memory is used to store data and instructions during the execution of programs. Contrary to ROM, RAM is temporary and is erased when the computer is switched off. RAM is a read or a write type of memory and thus can be read and written by the user. As it is possible to randomly use any location of this memory, it is known as random access memory. The memory capacity of RAM varies from 640 KB to several megabytes with different models of computer. Also, hardware and software are two broad categories of computer components. Hardware refers to physical component, while software to the programs required to operate computers. Then comes to discuss about the uses of computer in educational field. What are the role of computer in the educational field? First point, computers are being used actively in educational institutes to improve the learning process. Teachers can use audio-video aids through computer to prepare lesson plans. They can use Microsoft PowerPoint to prepare electronic presentations about their lectures. These electronic presentations will be displayed on multimedia projectors in classrooms. This will be interesting and easy to learn for students. Multimedia presentations are easy to deliver for teachers too. Computers will be helpful for instructing the students using PowerPoint slides, Word documents or web pages and using hyperlinks for better concept clarity. Then comes to the second point, helps in improving pronunciation of students by using microphones, headphones, speakers, specially prepared software and specially dedicated websites. Third point is encouraging the students to use internet, surf web pages and gather relevant detailed information about search engines. Fourth point is computer based training, which is also known as CBT. In CBT, we prepare different educational programs with the help of professional teachers and audio-visual aids. These educational programs are generally in the shape of lectures on a specific subject. These programs are provided on CDs. CDs mean compact discs. Then comes to the next point, online education. Many websites provide online education. You can read or download educational material and books. For example, Virtual University of Pakistan is an online educational institution. Students use internet to access Virtual University website. The students log into their accounts and email boxes. They interact with different teachers online. They receive and submit their assignments and work through internet to their teachers. Then next point is research. Computers are also used for research work. Internet is a huge source of information on any topic. Different researchers can share their research work using internet. Institute administration. Next point is institute administration. Computers are being used to perform many tasks in educational institutions easily and quickly. Other than these, we also use computer in keeping records of students, storing records of employees of school or college, managing accounts of the institution, fees collection and maintenance of fees record, circulation of instruction or notices and getting it in printed form, and preparation of school or college magazines, etc. This is all about computer. Hope you all are benefited through these classes, and if you are new in this channel, then don't forget to subscribe the channel for getting notification of new uploaded videos.